Hey everyone. Yeah, it seems pretty weird, doesn't it? The way the camera is set up, or the phone actually is, the way I'm sitting. Looks like Minecraft is there it is. Yeah, I have Minecraft playing in the background here. So yeah. So, the reason why I'm making this video. Actually, before I continue, please like, subscribe, comment, and share if you like the video, as well and such. Support me if you want. I don't mind. As long as YouTube recognizes me and you guys recognize me as a legitimate creator, then I'm good. Okay. Now we're getting over to the biscuits now, or the biscuits and gravy, I guess, of this. So this is the entire history of the Steve Republic from May of 2024 to March of this year, of 2026. I know it's like almost like 2 years since the nation itself was created. Although it hasn't really been relevant much, it has been like shoved away in the corner. Meanwhile, my Dark Knight series is trying to be popped. I mean, like trying to fucking be up there. Because I'm an indie writer, but technically not since trying to post my shit, it's kind of hard. But anyways, I will continue on. So the State Republic was started on May. I don't know when, because actually I could look back on the achievements on my PlayStation 4 to date back when, or at least have a easy description of when the Republic was founded, because that's the only time I remember of when I created it. Otherwise, it's all blurry from there. It was started in a seed. Let me bring that up. Actually, let me change that to 4J Studios. So while that's loading up, I will continue on. So the Steel Republic was founded. So it was founded by me and my cousin during 2024. The reason it was formed in the first place was because let me show you guys the seed if you guys want to see it for you guys yourselves. I can't zoom in. Well, hopefully, if you guys want to pause the video, you guys can. But yeah, well, I won't turn it back here. Excuse me. So, continue on. So, the reason why it was formed was because I guess one of us came close to the pillager outpost that we were on. Because there was a pillager outpost right here, our base was right here, and I guess the pillagers were spawning in. I don't know how far. I don't know what the exact distance was between us and the pillager outpost before the pillagers were able to render in. But they started attacking us. First, it was a surprise, like, where the fuck did these pillagers come from? We assumed that the Minecraft version had pillager, what was it? Parties, like raid parties or something like that, or scouts. So we assumed that was the case until we realized that. I told me and my cousin realized that, oh shit, They were coming from the outpost. And it was wave after wave of pillagers. Now, how often these pillagers attacked? Let me tell you all. It was horrendous. It was so horrendous, in fact, that there was one time during night, it was either during the morning or night. So I had to, like, when the pillagers were attacking us, they attacked us when we built our houses. One of the times when they attacked us, they trapped me and my cousin in our houses. Because our houses was like at least like this or this way. So the pillagers were mostly at my house. So my cousin had to kill some of the pillagers at his house before he came over to rescue me. Which then brought up the idea that maybe we should just fence a perimeter around the base. Which is the reason why in the 100 subscriber special you see a giant cobblestone wall with cactuses lining the outside of it. Because that was the upgraded barrier that we had between us and the pillagers. Which started the formalization of the Steel Republic. The Steel Republic was founded by me and my cousin. We had a formal agreement towards protecting the villagers and villages. It was basically a coalition alliance between us and the villagers versus the illagers, or that's what Minecraft and everyone calls it. I just call them pillagers because, yeah, they straight up pillage everyone, including fucking players, I guess. Even players aren't safe from the pillagers. So we started that. Then, like late May to early June, the first battle was fought. It was the Battle of the Desert Village. It was during when I killed a pillager captain. This was during the time when killing a pillager captain gave you the bad omen, before they came up with the tricky trials and gave you the bad omen potion, whatever bullshittery curse thing that is, where it's now optional to start a raid, which I think it's bullshit. Because the reason why he killed a pillager captain was because it was paid. It was kind of like, oh, you killed our captain, we're gonna start a raid on your village. But nope, Microsoft was like, yeah, let's remove that feature. Gives a thumbs up to Mojang, and Mojang did that shit. So we got that bullshit now. But anyways, the first battle happened on the desert village. Not that far, but not that close to us. It was sort of like, if I had to guess, it was like right here. If you can see my hand right here, and then you have it right here. There was like a sand mountain, like a sand hill, between us, and that is where our first major battle happened. It was sort of successful. Maybe a few villagers have died, which definitely indicate our first casualties of the war. And this conflict has expanded across to almost 2 years now. This conflict also expanded towards the end, because we were also trying to defeat the Ender Dragon and complete Minecraft 100%. Because I wanted to get the Ender Dragon achievement, to get the platinum trophy from my PlayStation. And this was during early May, or no, early June, I mean, which it happened. I could tell because first I uploaded the video of me and my cousin defeated the Ender Dragon. You could see on my YouTube channel. If you go, I guess it's the random videos playlist, I think you go to. I don't know. I also uploaded 2 videos 2 live streams of the world, and I actually uploaded 3 live streams of the world I me and my cousin played, plus the Ender Dragon fight, plus the Elytra trial testing. Because yes, I made a video of me testing the Elytra, or the Elytra, whatever people call it. So yeah. But anyways, I'm going like long ways before I reach the end. So the first battle took place at that. Then, during that period of after, post the first battle, post that to the Ender Dragon, villagers started disappearing from the desert village that we had a battle from. It was really strange at first. So then I created a small village, which you can see on the 100 subscriber anniversary live stream of me deleting the world. That I created a small village, and I had villagers in it because I transported villagers from an area there. This ain't the first time I've transported villagers. I've transported villagers from another desert village, which was actually the second village close to spawn, but it wasn't very close. It was sort of just there. But yeah, transported some to the island that me and my cousin mined. Well, we used it for a mine shaft. That's where I got most of the resources, but most of the other resources came from other looting or caves, etc. And then I realized that these villagers weren't dying randomly. They were leaving the village. They straight up abandoned it. So after the first battle, the villagers did not want to stay at the village, and they wanted to leave the village. And so I followed the villagers. I followed them so far, in fact, that the villagers actually reached to the first village next to our spawn. That's incredible. They traveled hundreds of blocks. 2 or 3, maybe I don't know how many traveled to that Plains village, but they traveled hundreds of blocks where that Plains village, which, mind you, I've done a small series on my channel, the live stream series, which I've showed that there's a Plains village next to spawn. That's where the desert villagers were going. Not the other desert village, the Plains village. So it was way further away and shit. And that confused me. That confused the hell out of me. Because how the hell did these villagers did not know that there was a second desert village? The AI must be broken. I don't know. So, yeah, that was a very interesting mystery that was solved very quickly after I found out that the villagers were traveling to another village with no player interaction. None. Squat. Nada. Ziggity scat. Whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. So after we defeated the Ender Dragon, after all this, basically the world got deleted, so there wasn't really as much tension. Actually, there was a bit of tension because during this conflict, because the conflict has been lasting for so long, even if the world was deleted, the villager conflict still remains, because guess what? Pillagers are a constant threat. Every world has a pillager outpost, and a mansion too, so you can't really get rid of the evil without having to remove all structures in the game, or in the world, when creating a world. Which also defeats the whole purpose of protecting and having the sovereignty of villagers and villages. Because the State Republic had a very pro-villager ideology, which basically means that we do not exploit villagers, we do not trap villagers in breeding chambers, or we do not torture villagers or anything like that. Villages are protected by their sovereignty. Basically, they are protected by the Steve Republic, but they remain as their own nation states or microstates within the Steve Republic. We protect them, and they keep their sovereignty. Their iron golems do not get killed or get exploited. Their trades are fair and stuff. Well, there's a whole system. I've created an entire constitution surrounding the villagers, and laws and war laws too. I've created a whole system of how these villages and villagers shall be protected by the Steve Republic, which many players might not be favorable with, due to how 90% of the player base would probably exploit villagers, torture, manipulate, and everything like that, even if they're just NPCs. Yes, they're NPCs, but as the Steve Republic, we treat them like actual people in a sovereign state that they created, like a village. A village is a sovereign state inside the Steve Republic. So we formally recognize that these villagers are just peaceful people that did nothing wrong, and they just there. So we give them protection, and they give us the stuff that we need to trade them. Yes, we could take their loot, but there is a law that recommends that we shall reorganize their chest loot. Their chest loot, basically. And to replant the farms, but do not take the wheat or the hay bales, and actually take the hay bales and reorganize them so that the farmers could easily view their crops and shit. Like, we have a whole ass system. I'll probably, once I get my laptop fixed, I'll probably make a document of the entire socialist republic of the Steve Republic. So, phase 1 was the formalization of the Steve Republic, which ended with the world being deleted, but the nation itself did not disappear. It sort of did fade away after a while, but it soon came up again in 2024 with the introduction of the Tricky Trial series. The Tricky Trial series is sort of like the rebirth or the reconstruction of the Steve Republic, with it lasting for 4 seasons, with a span of like a lot of episodes and a lot of sub-episodes, a lot of extras, Halloween episode, etc. A lot of stuff. The Tricky Trials was the most put in series I've ever made. There was so much. And that, I don't have to really explain it to you guys, since you guys could already watch the series on my YouTube channel. But I'll do a brief summary. And one of those summaries is the Battle of the Tricky Trial Chambers, or the Trial Chambers, which was between me and 3 other people. It was the first battle in the Steve Republic's history to ever involve more than 1 player. So this was a revolutionizing change for the small and more or less young nation itself, or the formalization of it. So this was the very first major conflict. And the first time that the Steve Republic has fought pillagers or other entities such as husks and zombies, etc. The pillagers are like the main threat. But then we go on to players, and that's where it gets complicated. 2B2T, known as the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft in all history, is viewed by the Steve Republic as the worst server in all of Minecraft history. There's an entire song written about it that Steve will fight the 2B2T players and factions until freedom reigns once more. Basically, the definition of that one video, which was inspired by it, I created a song inspiration of the video called "Johnny Won't Be Coming Home" by I think it was Ayden George. Is that what his name was? The YouTuber? I forgot his name. He makes some great ass OTS music. It is awesome. I'll put a link to his channel down below. It is amazing. So I based it off that with the description being Steve won't be coming home, which basically means that Steve will fight a war against 2B2T until freedom reigns once more, which basically means that the factions that caused trouble, caused horrendous acts of violence, and emergency powers to be involved is now will be liberated by the Steve Republic, or basically militia states inside the Steve Republic. It was a song, but it never really occurred because, I don't have the manpower or the resources to create such a large conflict in 2B2T, nor do I have my laptop to even cause such a war to begin with. I don't have the community, I don't have the resources, I don't have the military strength to create such power to invade 2B2T. And yes, that seems like a stretch, but that was my general idea. Because I've also expressed that 2B2T should be liberated by now. Somehow it isn't. I guess Housemaster has been gatekeeping the freedom password for God knows how long, ever since the 2B2T was founded. But anyways, I'm getting carried away. So the other major battles were mostly included. There's also some key wars that were never created, but they were told via the list of conflicts that the Steve Republic has fought. One of those being the Battle of the Savannah Shores, which was a major conflict. It was reenacted, but it was never posted as a video, nor it was created as a video. I might do it again, but this time at a larger scale on Bedrock to show how massively organized the war was between us and between me and the pillagers. Other conflicts include skirmishes, like the Battle of the Pillager Outpost, which is me and my cousin literally building a TNT cannon to try to blow the shit up on the Pillager Outpost, but failed because the cannon could not reach the Pillager Outpost. So we kind of scrapped the idea of why are we even going to, what's the point of destroying the Pillager Outpost if the TNT cannon can't even fucking function properly. So yeah, that was a massive flop. But there was a bunch of skirmishes of different conflicts. The Sea Republic has a good list of many conflicts that it had with the pillagers in such a long while. The pillagers are such a pain in the ass to try and get rid of in a world that you're trying to protect the villages, and then you try to protect villages from players from being exploited, your stuff missing, your stuff being stolen, etc., etc. It is one giant mess. So, I would say maybe late 2025 to early 2026 of this year that I started militarization of the Sea Republic. And what I mean by that is that I have started to regain military infrastructure from the Red Royal Army days, which that will be a separate video of its own, because the Red Royal Army was indeed a old variant, was an old country that has now became the Anaria nation. That is a interesting video. That will be an interesting topic to look upon. But anyways, let me continue on. So the militarization phase, which is the third phase of the, I guess the Sea Republic era. Actually, it'll be like the fourth stage, because the third stage was going back to 4J Studios in late or mid 2025, if I believe. I don't remember when I started this series. It was 8 episodes long, but I don't remember much of it. So that'll be a difficult time to reframe on that. But, yeah. Continue on. I'm going to continue on. So, yes, the fourth phase was the militarization. The militarization included regaining control of military bases like military infrastructure, like the Air Force bases, Army bases, naval bases, full actual military bases with combined forces of 3 or 2 branches each. Then the reclaim of military warships and tanks, trucks, jeeps, etc., as well as aircraft like the battle plane class and jets. So it was a rapid militarization that the Sea Republic has not faced, which did sort of cause problems with me. But then again, the Sea Republic needed these resources to continue fighting a war that would never end in a million years. So these resources definitely helped me and the Republic a lot, especially when it comes to battles such as the Battle of the Savannah Shores, which included warships, 12 in fact, all of them heavy cruisers, which was the Zombie class heavy cruiser. It is a very well-known warship among the Sea Republic Navy, since it is a very good design. Though it has less anti-air capabilities, it was useful during most battles. So there was sort of a upper game to the pillagers, or I don't know, to us, I mean. But the pillagers are still using their crossbows. So now we're here. I don't know, I just felt something weird on my finger a little bit. Like a sharp pain or something. I don't know. Maybe I was just touching it too much, and it's like getting irritated. But anyways, I'm going off topic right now. So now we're on after the militarization plan. We are now here. Here I've started two brand new Minecraft series. The one on the 4G Studios and one on Bedrock. And both of them are still the continuation of the Sleep Republic, which means that the Sleep Republic will not fall. Plus, I'm working on the laws and the laws of war, the national laws. I'm also working on the history. I'm also working on the conflict history. I'm working on the other stuff, like what nations does the Sleep Republic recognize. One of the first nations that the Sleep Republic recognized was the TDM Empire, created in May, I think. Well, no, January of 2014, and my mouth is dry. All right, I won't continue. I'm sorry if you had to wait right now. So one of the countries, one of the nations that the Sleep Republic first recognizes during the list of declaring what nations are recognized by the Sleep Republic, one of those being the TDM Empire, or as we all know, as the Dan TDM Empire that Dan created back in January of 2014. And it was dissolved. I think it was dissolved. In May of 2015. So it lasted for a year and a couple of months and a couple of days. So not that long. It was a 89 episode series. So if he uploaded like every day, the Empire would have not exist for nearly an entire month, or almost an entire month. It'll last for almost 3 months, but not quite 2 months. Not quite 3 months. That's what I'm trying to get at. But due to he had other series like the the Diamond Dimensions, and I think other series too he was focusing on. So that's why the Xbox 360 and Xbox One playthrough lasted for a year, because he was spreading them each. So that's why it lasted for only like a year and a couple of months and a couple of days and weeks. So that's the first nation. The second nation will be the Stamping Long Legs world, and I will go on to other YouTubers that I've watched on their playthroughs of Minecraft, and I will determine whether or not the series that they created, and they actually formed a country or something like that. So that's going to be a long list of going through each episode of their entire series of Minecraft and try to figure out whether or not they actually did create a nation. Because if they did, then it would be formally recognized. But if it's not, then it would not be on the list. So it would basically be like a waste of time of, why am I even watching this if they haven't even told us about, oh yeah, let's build a country or something like that, or blah blah blah. So yeah, this is where I'm going to stand off. This is where I'm going to end off the video. If you guys did enjoy it, my nose, I'll blow it out after this. If you guys did enjoy this video, if you guys did enjoy me explain it, the entire history for you, please leave a comment of what you'd like to see in the future. Please do the like. Please share to your families, friends, and others. And make sure to subscribe. Pinky promised me that you will, because I'm really trying to build up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. So hopefully you guys enjoy your year all those shit has been going that fast with the whole Trump invaded Iran and shit, and the Ukraine war is still going on, the planned invasion of Taiwan, etc. Oil prices going up. But anyways, yeah. I'll see you all later, and clash on, my dudes.